Welcome to the deep dive. We've got some really fascinating material today looking at something familiar, the empty tomb of Jesus. But, digging into these texts, it's clear there's so much more than just, well, the emptiness itself. Our mission really is to explore those deeper details, the ones we often miss, to get a richer understanding. And honestly, one thing that immediately struck me was that small detail about the folded face cloth.
It's a fascinating detail, isn't it? And when you place it in the context of the whole account, it actually reveals quite a bit. As the sources highlight, the empty tomb isn't just an absence.
Yeah.
It's an absence with specific clues left behind, clues that really challenge the simple explanations. To get the full picture, let's maybe set the scene first.
Good idea.
Think about it. You have the earthquake mentioned, this huge obstacle rolled away. Imagine the initial reaction, finding that tomb empty. It must have been pure shock, maybe even fear.
Definitely. It's not a quiet, gentle discovery. These are major events, literally earth-shaking. And the sources really stress this wasn't some vague symbolic thing. No.
It was a real tomb, physical, cut from rock. It held a body, and now it's undeniably empty. That physical reality seems key.
Absolutely key. It anchors the whole thing in actual history, not just, a nice story. And to underline that physical reality, the text you shared remind us about the security.
Ah, yes, the seal, the guards.
Exactly. It wasn't an oversight.
Yeah.
The tomb was sealed. It was guarded. Why? Specifically to stop the body from being removed. These were serious precautions.
So the fact that it was empty, despite all that.
It immediately tells you something extraordinary happened, something beyond normal human actions. And that really sets the stage for what Peter saw when he finally went inside the tomb. It's in John's Gospel, one of the key texts.
And that brings us right back to those specific items inside, doesn't it? The linen wrappings and, like you said, that face cloth.
Yes.
Peter's account, as the sources detail it, he sees the linen cloths just lying there, and then the face cloth, separate, folded up neatly. It's such a strange detail in all that confusion. It is. And one point the source makes, which is quite interesting, concerns the Greek word used for the linens, kaimena?
Kaimena.
Yeah, meaning lying, or maybe even placed. It suggests a certain orderliness, not just, rags thrown around.
Okay, so not scattered like you'd expect if someone had ripped them off in a hurry.
Exactly. If someone broke in, grabbed the body quickly, you'd expect chaos, right? Linens torn, tangled, maybe thrown in a corner.
Yeah, a mess. Evidence of haste, panic even.
But kaimena, placed, it implies something quite different. And the text also gives context about burial customs, particularly for someone wealthy like Joseph of Arimathea who gave the tomb.
Right. What about that?
Well, for someone of his standing, the body would likely have been laid on a sort of rock shelf or bench inside the tomb.
Okay, I can picture that.
So visualizing that helps. The linens wouldn't just be crumpled on the floor. They might even still hold the shape, the impression of where the body had been.
Wow, okay, so that really argues against a rushed body snatching.
It makes it much harder to explain that way.
So let's paint that picture again. Empty space where the body was, linens maybe still vaguely body-shaped, and then this separate piece, the face cloth, folded neatly. The sources you've shared really focus on this folded cloth, this napkin. Why so much weight on that one small item?
Well, the interpretation offered is pretty compelling. That folded cloth strongly suggests a deliberate, unhurried departure.
Unhurried. After resurrection, you'd think he'd be out of there fast.
You might think so. But this simple act, folding the cloth, it implies perhaps a sense of calm, of order. Even in that incredible moment, it's almost like saying, no rush needed, it is finished, everything's under control.
That's a powerful thought. Intentional, not frantic.
Exactly, intentional. And the source delves into a possible cultural layer, too, though it's careful about this. It mentions a tradition, perhaps in some Jewish homes, where a folded napkin left by a guest could mean I'm coming back, or maybe this meal isn't over yet.
Interesting. But the source says we can't be totally sure that's the meaning here.
Right, it's cautious. We can't definitively say that was a universal code, but it serves as a great illustration of intentional communication. The act of folding itself seems purposeful. It was meant to convey something.
Okay, so even without locking down that specific cultural meaning, the act itself points away from chaos and towards a message, a deliberate signal.
Precisely.
And that just completely blows the grave robbery theory out of the water, doesn't it? I mean, why would thieves stealing a body stop to unwrap it carefully and then fold a napkin.
It makes no sense. Robbery is about speed, disorder, get in, get the valuables, or in this case, the body, and get out fast.
Yeah.
The scene described orderly linens, that neatly folded face cloth. It's the complete opposite. It points to an action done with, well, with purpose and control.
And the source connects this order directly to the resurrection itself. Like it reflects the divine nature of the event.
Yes, exactly. Not a chaotic scramble from death, but a definitive, calm victory over death, carried out with perfect peace, divine control. It's a profound way to look at it.
It really is. And that little detail, the folded cloth, suddenly becomes, well, powerful testimony for the disciples, right?
Like very powerful testimony. Imagine them entering, expecting, who knows what, maybe signs of a struggle or just emptiness. But seeing this ordered scene, it speaks volumes. It argues against any simple, natural explanation they might grasp for. The details themselves become part of the proof.
So it wasn't just the absence of the body, but the presence of these ordered items that told the story.
Mm-hmm. And the source draws a really insightful contrast with Lazarus.
Oh, right. Lazarus came back to life too, but differently.
Very differently. When Lazarus was raised, remember, he came out still bound in his grave clothes. He needed help to be unwrapped. He was brought back to his old mortal life, still tangled in the symbols of death.
Okay.
But Jesus leaves the wrappings behind. Completely. He's not just resuscitated back into the same life Lazarus returned to. He has utterly conquered death itself. The grave clothes, they're irrelevant now. Unnecessary.
So the linen's lying there. It's not because he struggled to get out, but because death's hold was just broken, gone. He simply didn't need them anymore.
Precisely. Their stillness signifies that death's power is finished. It's not about escape. It's about total triumph. And this is where the source really connects these ancient details right back to us, the listeners, to themes of hope, assurance in our own lives.
Yeah. Okay, so let's make that connection. How does a folded piece of cloth from 2,000 years ago speak to, well, to today? What's the takeaway for someone listening now?
The source suggests a parallel. Just as Jesus acted with intention, even in that moment of resurrection, we're also called to live with purpose, with intentionality. That folded face cloth wasn't a sign of abandonment. It feels more like a promise, a quiet signal, I'm coming back. And that connects directly to the hope believers have for the future. It suggests that even when something ends, there can be intention and the hint of something more to come.
So it's more than just history. It's a symbol of future hope. And the source even talks about us leaving our own folded napkins. What does that mean?
Yeah, I like that image too. It's about us in our own lives, leaving signs of peace, deliberate acts of hope, even when things are tough. Can we, in our struggles, act in a way that shows an underlying peace, a confidence rooted in that ultimate victory?
Leaving behind evidence of hope, even when everything feels chaotic. Choosing purpose over panic.
That's it. Resting in a deeper power, a deeper control, even when circumstances feel overwhelming, just like that sense of calm order in the tomb. And, just like the disciples saw that evidence and became witnesses.
We can be witnesses too, through how we live.
The source definitely positions us that way, potential witnesses to the same hope in our own circles, our own lives.
Okay.
So the core message that comes through from your sources is that the empty tomb isn't just, a historical factoid. It's not stuck in the past. It has this ongoing internal meaning for us right now.
And the folded napkin acts as this really personal reminder of the purpose behind it all.
Yes. The intentionality, the unwavering purpose behind Jesus' victory. It wasn't an accident. It was deliberate. It was planned.
So when we face our own challenges, the encouragement is to tap into that same intentionality, to trust the hope that resurrection guarantees. That feels very grounding.
It is grounding. That quiet order in the tomb, symbolized so perfectly by the folded cloth and the placed linens, it sends a message across time, a message much louder in its own way than any shouting.
What message is that?
He is risen and he is coming back.
Wow, that's quite a thought to end on. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the empty tomb and that amazing detail of the folded napkin, here's something for you, our listeners, to maybe ponder. What could be your own folded napkin right now? In whatever you're facing, what intentional act of peace or hope or purpose could you leave behind as a sign of the hope that's within you? Definitely food for thought. Thanks for diving deep with us today.